What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today will be my LinkedIn ads tutorial. So I'll be showing you a step-by-step guide for creating your own LinkedIn ads campaign. We're right here in LinkedIn Campaign Manager, but before we get started with doing anything, I want to direct you to my LinkedIn ads playlist. I'm going to have a free LinkedIn ads course coming out and a longer version and more detailed version of this tutorial. So this is really a getting started guide, a tutorial where I'm going to show you how to set up your conversion tracking and how to set up LinkedIn ads campaigns, and I'm going to give you some best practices along the way. If you're interested in more information about LinkedIn ads, I have conversion tracking tutorials, I have lead generation tutorials, targeting, retargeting, I have video ads tutorials, document ads, carousel ads. If you're interested in some of the different ad formats, if you're interested in some of the different campaign types, I've gone over a lot of this in other videos as well, so if you're looking to deepen your knowledge after this video. Now, getting started, if you sign into your LinkedIn account, now I have a personal LinkedIn account, and then through my personal LinkedIn account, I have my company account for Surfside PPC. So when I get started, I have an Advertise button up here in the top right corner, and that is what I click first, and that brings me to LinkedIn Campaign Manager. You could also go to linkedin.com/campaign manager, all one word, /accounts. You don't even need to add accounts there. It'll come up automatically. And then if you don't have an account already, what you want to do first is create your account. Very straightforward. Just create your account, name it. And then once you create your account, what we want to do is open up our ad account, and that will bring you into this page right here. Now, if you haven't created any campaigns or anything yet, you're not going to have campaign groups, but don't worry about any of that. I'm going to go over everything you need to know to get started. The very first thing that I would recommend doing is setting up conversion tracking. And the way I would recommend doing that, the best way to do that with LinkedIn is by using Google Tag Manager. If you're not using Google Tag Manager yet, I will show you how to install Google Tag Manager on your website and how we can install the LinkedIn Insight tag on our website so that we can track a thank you page on our website. So the way that the campaign that I'm going to be running throughout this video, just to give you an idea, is I'm going to pretend that I'm offering free Google Ads audits. So I'm going to say, let's try to send some traffic to this page to drive leads. Let's use some lead generation campaigns, and we can use some different ad formats. And what we can kind of do is test what's working the best for us. So what I'm trying to do is get people to this free Google Ads audit page. And let's say they come here, contact us for a free Google Ads audit. Little fake testimonial here because this isn't a real service that I'm actually offering, but Surfside PPC helped us raise our return on ad spend. Our Google Ads experts are ready to help you do these 5 different things. And as we scroll to the bottom here, I want people to fill out first name, last name, email, website URL. Please describe your business and your goals with Google Ads. Submit this form, and what it's going to do is it's going to bring them directly to this thank you page. So we will be tracking this thank you page as a conversion. So now that you have kind of an idea of what we're trying to do with our LinkedIn advertising campaign, let's first get started by coming over to our LinkedIn Campaign Manager. And then what we want to do is we want to come into Analyze, and we want to come into the Insight tag. You can also just go directly to conversion tracking, but the very first thing we want to do is install the Insight tag. So go to Analyze, go to Insight tag, and when we put the Insight tag on our website, basically LinkedIn will be able to track everything that's happening on our website, and we will be able to set up conversions, and we will also be able to create retargeting audiences. So let's start by installing the Insight tag and clicking I will use a tag manager, and all we need is this partner ID right here. Now, before we install the Insight tag, we need to make sure that we have Google Tag Manager installed on our website. If you already have Google Tag Manager, you can skip this part and go to the next step. So what you want to do first is, if you don't have a Google Tag Manager account already, create one for your website. Again, very straightforward process. Go to tagmanager.google.com, create a new account, set it up for your website, and it will eventually bring you to a page that is going to tell you to install Google Tag Manager, which you can also access by going to the Admin tab and clicking on Install Google Tag Manager. From here, you're going to see 2 pieces of code that we need to paste on our website. Paste this code as high as possible underneath the opening header tag. This one, paste this code immediately after the opening body tag. These 2 pieces of code need to always be on your website. As long as these 2 pieces of code on your website, any tags that you add through Google Tag Manager will also always be on your website and will be installed. So let's start here with the very first piece of code that we have. We're going to copy this, and the way that I do this with a WordPress website is I use the head, footer, and post injections plugin. It's completely free to use. It has very good reviews. You could probably use other plugins as well. There's a lot of other plugins that will allow you to do the same exact thing. What I really like about using this plugin is when we install it, we activate it on our WordPress website, we go to settings and we go to header and footer under settings. So install, activate the plugin on your WordPress website. And then right when you go to header and footer, it's going to open up this page. Now I already have this installed on my website. So what you need to do first is go to your Google Tag Manager account, copy this piece of code, come back over to the head, footer, and post injections plugin, paste this piece of code right here. That's going to put this piece of code underneath your opening header tag. Now, let's keep scrolling down here, and next is going to be after the opening body tag. So what this plugin actually does is puts this piece of code immediately after that opening body tag, which is what we want to do with Google Tag Manager. So come back over here, copy this piece of code, come back over to your head, footer, and post injections plugin, paste it here, click on mobile, paste it here, scroll to the bottom, and click on save. Once you do that, you have the Google Tag Manager pixels on your website. Now all you need to do is go back over to your Google Tag Manager account, go to your workspace, and then from your workspace, you want to submit your workspace. So to complete the installation, you still need to submit your Google Tag Manager workspace, add a version name, add a version description, and click on publish. So once you do that, you now have Google Tag Manager properly installed on your website. What we want to do next is we want to install that LinkedIn Insight tag. So from Google Tag Manager, let's click on add a new tag. We can name our tag. So we're going to put LinkedIn Insight tag installation. Okay, you could just name it LinkedIn Insight tag. I already have a LinkedIn Insight tag, so I'm not going to actually publish this twice on my website. So name your tag first, and what we want to do is you want to click right here on tag configuration. From tag configuration, this one's a little bit more complicated, but you want to discover more tag types in the community template gallery. So you'll have this option at the very top here when you're choosing a tag type. If you search over here and you search LinkedIn, there is a built-in LinkedIn Insight tag. So you'll see LinkedIn Insight right here. The one that we want is LinkedIn Insight tag 2.0, and you'll see gallery next to it. So the way that we find that is by going to the community template gallery. And then what you want to do is click on the search bar up here in the top right corner, and we're going to search LinkedIn, and you'll see there's a few different things that come up here, but you want LinkedIn Insight Tag 2.0. Click on this, and then you'll have the option to add this to your existing tags. So once you add it to your existing tag, we come back over here, click on the X, search LinkedIn, and it will pull up that Insight Tag 2.0. So we want to select the LinkedIn Insight Tag 2.0. We want to come back over here to our LinkedIn ads account. And then what you're going to see right here is your partner ID. So you want to copy your partner ID. You want to come back over here to Google Tag Manager and paste your partner ID right here. Just a 6-digit number, at least mine is. So we have our LinkedIn Insight tag installation. Now all we need to do is choose when to trigger this tag, which in this case is going to be on every page. So what we're saying is put our LinkedIn Insight tag for our ad account, our partner ID is here, on every single page on our website using Google Tag Manager. So we click on save here. That will be our LinkedIn Insight tag will now be installed once we submit our workspace. So submit your workspace again. So add your version name, version description, and publish this workspace. At this point right now, when you come back over to your LinkedIn Campaign Manager, you will have the Insight tag installed on your website, and you never need to worry about it again. So what we can do next is we can go to conversion tracking. So you want to set up conversions so that you can actually track where your conversions are coming from. So if someone clicks on your LinkedIn ad and they go through the process of a conversion, let's just say for my example, they fill out this Google Ads audit form that I have here, then they get sent to the thank you page. I want to track every time someone hits this thank you page, and I want to know where they came from when they initially visited my website. So with conversion tracking, we can actually track everything back to our LinkedIn ads campaigns. And this is the number one thing you need to do if you want to be able to optimize your campaigns. Otherwise, you're just blindly sending traffic directly to your website. So what we want to do now is we are in our conversion tracking. You can see I already have some different thank you page examples here. So we're just going to create a new thank you page example. We're going to do a create conversion, online conversion. So we'll say thank you page. We'll just say example 2. Define the key conversion behavior you want to track. So there's a lot of different options here. So leads, sales, other. In this case, mine would just be a lead. So let's just say it's a new lead right here. There's a lot of different options that you can choose from. So whatever your conversion is, just choose that from the drop down. set the value of the conversion. A lot of times I will just set this as 1, so it counts as $1 for every conversion. Every conversion just counts as 1. Select the time frame for when a conversion can be counted. Now coming back here to value real quick, if you know the value of your conversion, you want to set that here. If every conversion is worth $100 to your business, set every conversion as a $100 value for your business. So next is going to be select the time frame for when the conversion can be counted. I generally would prefer to make the time frame longer. So if somebody clicked on, for example, if I have it set to 30 days here, that means if somebody clicked on my ads within the last 30 days and then they convert, that's going to count as a conversion. Now, if somebody clicks after 31 days, it's not going to count as a conversion into my LinkedIn campaign manager. I want to count every single conversion possible. So even if somebody clicked on my ad and completely forgot about it, maybe they see the ad a month or two later and they go, oh, I never did that free Google Ads audit with that company. Why don't I go to their website and I'll sign up for it today? Then I know that, okay, they clicked on my LinkedIn ad 2 months ago, but eventually they did convert. So clicks I will generally make much longer, and then views a lot of times when they view your ad, I'll generally just make that around 30 days. This is really a matter of preference. You can make it as short or as long as you want. I truly don't see the downside for making it longer unless you're driving tons and tons of conversions. So I like to make these longer so that I can count every single lead and know where that lead actually came from. Next is going to be select the attribution model to specify how each ad interaction is credited. So right here, you could do last touch for each campaign or last touch for last campaign. I keep this as the default last touch for each campaign. So we're going to click on next step now. And what we can do is actually apply this conversion to specific campaigns. I'm not going to be doing this right now. We can always apply this to our campaigns as we're creating them. So we'll do that when we create the campaign for this tutorial. So let's click on next step. And now it's going to say sources. So there's 2 different options here. So the very first thing is going to say manually set up conversions. So you can either manually set up conversions. So you take the insight tag and you directly add it to your website. So what I could do is use the head footer and post injections plugin. Just take the LinkedIn insight tag, add it directly to my website. I think for the LinkedIn insight tag, you add it before the closing body tag. So you're adding it to your footer. So you could just put the LinkedIn Insight tag right here on desktop and mobile, and that will track things properly. I prefer to use a tag manager. I think it's much easier to use a tag manager, and you don't have to worry about if you update your website or if a code gets removed from your website, losing this conversion tracking. So what I like to do is we're going to use a tag manager. You can see we already have Google Tag Manager here. It's going to say your partner ID. We already did this step. So now what we can do is our preferred methods with Insight Tag. And this part will not change whether you're using a tag manager or you are manually setting up conversions. So we're going to use the preferred method with the Insight Tag. This will be a page load conversion. I went over event-specific conversions. So for example, what you could track is if we scroll down here, I could track every time someone clicks on this submit button on my website. So what you could do is use an event-specific conversion. If you're not sending your traffic to a thank you or some type of confirmation page, then what you want to track is every time someone clicks this button. That will now be the conversion on your website. And when you're in LinkedIn, that's an event-specific conversion. I went over exactly how to do that in my conversion tracking tutorial. You'll see page load and event-specific conversions. And I also created a separate video all about event-specific conversions, because I know that's something that people have a lot of questions with. So you could watch those videos if you don't want to use the page load option. For right now, I'm just going to go over the page load option. It's a little bit easier. So what we're going to do is a page load conversion. You can match a URL that, and you could do equals, starts with, contains. I like to just use contains and just put surfsideppc.com/thank-you. So if we come up to my page, it's literally surfsideppc.com/thank you. I don't have to worry about anything else, but as long as the URL contains that, and anybody who hits this page, the URL will contain that, it will count as a conversion. So that's the only rule that we need to have. You can use and also, and you can also use or rules, and you can also use equals, starts with, or contains. So this works perfectly fine. So you could also do an order confirmation or any type of page, just depending on the URL where you're sending traffic. So we are going to click on create, and now we have our new conversion created. So this new conversion, and it will be active eventually once we actually get some data for this conversion. So this was our thank you page example 2. So what we want to do next is we want to come over to Advertise. And this is where we can actually get started with creating our campaigns. One thing you may want to do is if you come over here to plan and you go to audiences, since we just added the insight tag to our website, what we could do is create an audience. You can upload your company list. You can upload offline event lists. You can retarget people who are visiting your company page. So if you're getting a lot of visitors to your company page, you can target anybody who has visited your company page, let's say in the last 90 days. You can target people who have signed up for one of your events. You can target people who have either interacted with or completed your lead gen form advertisements, your single image advertisements, or your video advertisements. Now, the one you're probably going to use most is going to be website retargeting and lookalike retargeting. At least those are the ones I use the most. So website retargeting, what we can say is, let's just say all users to Surfside PPC. And I already have this audience, but let's just say anybody who's visited my website in the last 180 days. Match a URL that contains, and all we need to do is just put surfsideppc.com in here. Every URL that contains Surfside PPC will continue to build this audience. So what we can do now is click on agree and create. So now we have a retargeting audience that we can actually target within our campaigns. And you can use audiences for people that visit specific pages or people that visit pages, for example, that contain Google ads. So I can just put Google-ads for pages contain that, and then try to target people that are visiting specific pages on my website. So feel free to create as many retargeting audiences as you want. And then you can also build lookalike audiences by coming down here to the bottom and creating a lookalike audience. So when you create a lookalike audience, what you can do is you'll see all users. So I just recently created this audience. So it's only 520 members right now. So what I could do is select this all users audience, name it, and just put lookalike 90 days. Once this audience is 300 members, then you can create lookalike audiences. So we have 520. Let's click on agree and create. Now we have a lookalike audience as well. So not big enough really to target for our campaigns, but for right now, it's just a good thing to learn. If you're getting a lot of traffic, you definitely want to create retargeting audiences and lookalike audiences based off your retargeting audiences. Now we get into creating campaigns. So the way LinkedIn works, and I will show you an example of a campaign group that I already have. These are all campaign groups. Within your campaign group, you're going to have multiple campaigns. So you can see this is just a lead generation campaign that I created for my Google Ads audit. This is also used for examples. So these are all different campaigns that I can run within this campaign group. And this is how you test in LinkedIn. You can only test so many things at once. So just keep in mind that if you create a campaign, for example, so we'll open up this campaign. Just to quickly show you an example, so you can test different objectives. So right here under conversions, I would generally recommend using lead generation or website conversion campaigns. Keep scrolling down. You can test target audiences. So we'll keep scrolling down. You can test ad formats. So that's another option you have. Keep scrolling down. There are placements. So there's two different placements. Some ad formats are only available through the LinkedIn ad placements. Some of them are available through the LinkedIn Audience Network. So a couple different options that you have. So if we keep scrolling down, optimization goal, you can actually test your bidding strategy. I would just recommend using maximum delivery, but you can always try cost cap and try to stay under a desired maximum cost per result. You can test different conversion tracking. Then once you do all that, then you can test your advertisements. Within your advertisements, you can test images, copy, and landing page. You can only really run so many tests at once with LinkedIn ads. So you want to decide what's the best thing to test for me. Personally, I prefer to test some of the different ad formats first and foremost. I think it's helpful. So when you come into start creating our campaign first. So let's come over here to our campaign group and we're going to click and create a new campaign group. And let's just say our campaign group is going to be our Google, let's say free Google Ads audit. And let's say I want to run this through the end of July and into August. So we'll say August 2023, and we'll see how it performs through then. Let's say my group budget and schedule, let's say I want to set a start date and an end date with a budget. So we'll choose start date, end date with a budget. So let's say my total budget for this, I want to budget $5,000. Okay, so we have a $5,000 budget. We're going to start this campaign, let's say on the 17th, or this campaign group, and then we will run it until the end of August. And $5,000 is what we will budget, and then we will be running a bunch of tests along the way with our campaigns. So we can create our campaign group. Okay, so we have our campaign group created here. Our free Google Ads audit not started yet, so their start date is in the future. So now we can work on our campaigns. We can have all of our campaigns start on the same exact date. So we can start creating our you can start it immediately too. You don't have to do what I did. So let's start creating our campaigns. So within our campaign group, so once you click on your campaign group, we click to create a campaign. The very first thing it's going to ask you is what campaign group do you want to use? We've already selected this one. So let's choose this one and click on next. Now we need to choose our objective, and the objective that I would recommend running first are website conversions. So we're going to be sending traffic to this landing page where we're offering our free Google Ads audit. Hopefully people complete this conversion. So let's come back over here, website conversions. We'll keep scrolling down. Next is going to be your audience. So you can use saved audiences if you've already created audiences, but since it's automatically put this audience in here, let's reset and start over, and let's go over some of the different targeting criteria you can use. First and foremost, location and language targeting. Let's just say for this example, I just want to focus on companies located in the United States. So for location, we are going to do permanent location, United States. So that will be our location targeting. Language targeting, your audience has their profile language set to English. So now we can get started with narrowing our audience further using interests and traits and some of the different options through LinkedIn, even companies they work for or industries they work in. I generally recommend enabling audience expansion. And when you have your target audience size over here on the right, I generally, now this says 210 million plus because all we're doing is targeting United States people with their profile language set to English. So pretty massive audience here, probably way too big. But what we want to do is narrow this audience further. And I would recommend making sure you have an audience size of at least 200,000. Generally, I would want to use a larger audience. I think my last one was 1.3 million. If you have a larger audience, it really helps at least LinkedIn go out and find people that are going to be more likely to convert. So who is your target audience? Let's start by narrowing. You can also exclude audiences. So if you want to exclude specific lookalike audiences or matched audiences, you can do that as well. So I'm not going to exclude in this video. So let's click on narrow and let's go over some of the different options you have. First and foremost, the audiences at the top here are going to be matched audiences. So list uploads, you can upload a list of contacts, a list of customers. You can create lookalike audiences off your existing matched audiences if they have 300 or more members. Retargeting, again, we can target people that have visited our company page, events, lead gen form ads, single image ads, video ads, and who have visited our website. Then there's third party and other. You're not going to be using these as often, so I'm not going to be going over them in the video. So where you could get started is with retargeting audiences or lookalike audiences. Now we went over how to create them previously. So if you click on retargeting, go to website, it's going to pull up all of these different audiences. These are all still building. So this one I just created recently. So these should get much larger over time. I could just say, let's target all users for 90 days. This is saying my audience is too small. So let's wait till our audience gets a little bigger. Let's wait till our lookalike audience gets a little bigger. And let's come down here to audience attributes. This is where you can target people based on the company they work for, demographics, education, job experience, interests, and traits. So let's use company, and I can do company category. So bunch of different categories here. You can do company connections, so people who are connected to specific companies, people who follow specific companies, people who work for companies with a specific growth rate, companies in certain industries, company names, company revenue, company size. A lot of different options from company. I'm not going to be using that in this video because I'm not really targeting specific company industries or specific companies or people who work for companies. I really am trying to find people that are going to be the most likely to be interested in a Google Ads audit. Demographics, you can incorporate member age or member gender. Education, you could do degrees, field of study, or member schools. Again, I'm not going to be targeting by education because that's not really what I'm trying to focus on for this. Job experience. So one of the things that I could do is say job seniorities and just make sure that I'm targeting people who their job seniority is above entry, because most likely people who are making Google Ads decisions probably going to be managers, directors. So let's just choose people must have one of these job seniorities. Okay, so we'll start with that. So that will bring down our target audience size slightly just to make sure we're reaching the right people with who is most likely going to be making the decisions about who's managing their Google Ads, and an entry-level employee is generally not doing that. Next, we'll narrow our audience further. So now we already have is people who have any of the following attributes in their job seniority. So what we could do next is go to audience attributes, and we can go to job experience, and we could do something like years of experience. And let's just say the person must have at least 3 years of experience, up to 12 plus years. So we'll choose that. We'll close this, brings our target audience size down to 42 million. We're basically just trying to make sure we're reaching people that are going to be more likely to make this decision, more likely to be able to contact us. Narrow our audience further. Now you can search at any time. So if I say, okay, let's try to reach people with PPC advertising. Okay, so it's going to bring up some company names, some member groups. If we keep scrolling down here, again, mostly member groups and some different company names. So not really the best thing to search right now. So let's go into audience attributes. So job experience, we should be pretty good here, but what we could do is member skills and try to target people with marketing skills. So if we choose marketing, we might be able to say, okay, let's try to reach people who have any really broad marketing skills. Okay, so they have to have any of these marketing skills. It's just going to narrow down our audience slightly. So online lead generation, B2B marketing, inbound marketing, and let's say marketing management, and we'll say integrated marketing. So this should be a good starting point here. If we do advertising, social media advertising, and then you'll see here, search advertising, display advertising. This might be where we say, okay, we have these member skills that we're targeting. So let's close this now. We have a few different audience things, and let's keep narrowing. Let's go to audience attributes again, and let's do member skills one more time, and we'll do advertising and see what. Okay, so if we do advertising, online advertising, that should be a good starting point here. Search advertising and display advertising. 6.3 million. Now we want to keep narrowing this further. The next thing we can do is go to audience attributes and interests and traits, member interests, member groups. Let's just say member interests, let's search, and let's put marketing. So interests are generally going to be, so maybe we'll do advertising since we're doing Google ads. So advertising strategies, that will select all of these here. So what we could do is not out of home. Let's do performance-based, targeted advertising, and okay. So what I would want to do is continue to narrow this audience further, but we could always start with an audience of 4.3 million. I think this would be a pretty decent audience for this. Not really the best audience. There's nothing really specific about Google ads, but trying to reach people with certain member skills, member interests. Want to try to reach people who have, you could also do, the other thing that would work here is if we do audience attributes, job experience, and we could do something like job functions and try to find people with advertising job functions or marketing job functions. So just do if their job function is marketing, and that would bring it down to 1.1 million. So we could do this audience to get started. I'd probably set this up a little bit different for my campaign. I would probably try to use some different job titles, maybe people that are in marketing positions, director of marketing, something like that, because they may say, you know, we have been spending too much on Google ads. Let's try this company and let them audit our campaign. For this would be a good starting point, 1.1 million. We're trying to reach people who want to improve their Google ads campaign. So this is where we can get started. Next is going to be your ad format. Now, the difficult thing with LinkedIn ads is you probably want to test a bunch of different ad formats. The problem is you have to create a new campaign for every single different type of ad format. So I've gone over carousel images, and I've gone over video ads in different videos. I've gone over single image ads. There's text, message, spotlight, conversation. What I would recommend doing is definitely testing ad formats. So it really depends on the type of creative that you already have. But let's just run with a single image to get started, and then we can go over some of these different ad formats as well. So let's start with a single image. Scroll down here. It's going to ask us our placements first. So for some ad formats and so for some campaign types, you can only use certain placements. So what we're going to do is choose both placements, keep scrolling down, budget and schedule. So this campaign group is scheduled to run from the 17th to the 31st. Let's set our campaign to start on the 17th as well. And this is saying your campaign will run continuously starting from July 17th. We'll spend no more than $700 in a week. So let's lower our daily budget to $50 a day for this campaign. And let's just say any campaign we're running, we run at $50 per day. So $350 in a week. What we could always do is increase or decrease this daily budget later. So this will allow us to actually track how these campaigns are performing, and then we can optimize them as we go. Bidding, our optimization goal is going to be website conversions, and our bidding strategy is going to be maximum delivery. You can use manual bidding, which is going to allow you to set some cost caps where you can say, I don't want to spend more than this for certain actions that are taken, whether it's a click on your ad, whether it's something like the lead generation form. So you can set manual bidding as well. I generally use maximum delivery, but if you want to try a manual bid, there's no downside to that. So now what we want to do is select the right conversion. So we want to use the conversion we created in the previous step. So let's scroll down here and let's do our thank you page, example 2. It's unverified right now. It will be verified once we start getting some traffic to that page. So to optimize and report conversions, you need an active conversion. Just make sure your conversion's active or it will be active. Just make sure it's tracking properly. You could do that with Google Tag Manager. So let's click on next here. Confirm save. Your objective, so our campaign objective and our ad format cannot be changed once we save. So we're going to choose to save here. Now what we want to do is create an ad for our campaign. So let's create a new ad. And what you're able to do if we scroll down here is you can create up to 5 ads at a time by selecting multiple images from our library or uploading them directly. So I already have some ad images, so I'm just going to use the ad images I already have. So let's just start by selecting those ad images. Okay, I have my 5 image ads uploaded here, so you can see them over here on the left-hand side. These are the 5 different image ads. Now, if you're interested in single image ad specs, as we scroll down here, the 3 different image ratios that you can use are right here. Here are some of the different text recommendations that you can use, some of the call to action options, and then technical requirements. So as far as minimums and maximums for the images that you're using, you can use vertical, square, and horizontal landscape images. I think I have right now some horizontal, some landscape images, and some square images. So you want to use different image sizes. Obviously, you want to use different types of images and see what works best for whatever it is that you're promoting. So let's come back up to the top and we can name this ad. So I'll just put, okay, so I have single image ad _1, and now we can enter our introductory text, which is going to be used for every single ad image here. So I'm kind of a fan of shorter introductory text. They generally recommend using introductory text that won't be truncated. So when you see introductory text here, the recommendations is 150 characters or less. Headline, 70 characters or less. So let's come back over here and we'll enter some introductory text. Okay, so we'll start with a little pain point, struggling with Google Ads, stop wasting your budget. So this is the benefit they're going to get by contacting Surfside PPC. And then what they actually get, contact Surfside PPC for a free Google Ads audit. So our destination URL, let's come up to the top here. We will copy this URL here and we will paste our destination URL. So let's keep scrolling down. So we have our ad images here. You can enter image alt text for each individual image. So you would want to do that. Just put Google Ads audit image, something like that. I'm just going to skip that part for this video. Keep scrolling down. So we have our 5 ads. You can only create 5 ads at once. So headline, we're going to say free Google Ads audit, and then a description. So we're just going to put, okay, so our Google Ads experts are ready to help you stop wasting your budget, drive more conversions, contact Surfside PPC today. So call to action should match basically what you want people to do. Now, one of the things that's kind of frustrating is they don't just have a contact us call to action right here. So one of the things we could do is learn more. Could try something like apply for a free Google Ads audit or sign up for a free Google Ads audit. So I could try different call to action. Sometimes sign up might not be a bad one. Maybe we choose learn more here, although they should kind of know everything after they see our advertisements. So you can view some of your different advertisements over here. So you can see this is my one ad right here, a desktop feed. You can look at the mobile feed as well. And then also the audience network. So if we just click, we'll say desktop feed with our second ad. Okay, we'll do desktop feed for our third ad, and you'll see struggling with Google Ads, stop wasting your budget, contact Surfside PPC for a free Google Ads audit, an image that looks like an audit, free Google Ads audit, our URL here. When someone clicks on it, they're going to be sent right to our landing page. So let's click on save ad, and now it will be added to our campaign. And now what you could do at this point is create new ads. So if you come in here to create new ad, what you could do is create the same exact advertisements, just use a different destination URL. So that would allow you to test your landing pages, and everything would be exactly the same within your campaign. You could also upload the same exact ad images and just change your ad copy, maybe use a long form ad copy or something like that. Again, if you're trying to test things, there's only so many things that you can test at one time. You can't be testing landing pages and ad copy and images by making everything completely different every time. You can, and you may see that one ad performs way better than all the others, but what you're trying to do is say, okay, let's keep everything the same, just change our landing page URL. Keep everything the same, we're just going to change our image ads here. Just going to change our ad copy. So that's one option that you have, and it really is a best practice to use a lot of image ads. I would recommend, if you're creating a campaign with single image ads like this one, create at least 10 different ads. There's no downside. The only downside that you have is if you have a really small budget, you probably won't be able to use enough test budget to see what's actually working the best. So if you have a large budget, use as many things as possible and test as many things as possible. So now we have our first campaign here, our website conversions, single image campaign. So we can click on next, scroll down to the bottom. We have our ads here. We have our payment method. We can launch our campaign. Okay, so it's going to say your ad is being reviewed. We shouldn't have any issues with this ad. So now we have one campaign within our campaign group. So what you would want to do next is create a new campaign. And what you want to do in your new campaign is basically keep everything exactly the same. Don't think I saved my audience from the other campaign, so we may have to go back and change this. But what you could do next is create a lead generation campaign, and that puts a lead form directly on your advertisement through LinkedIn. So let's scroll down here. We can create a new audience. Maybe we have, no, it kept our same audience here. So we'll keep our same audience. Not going to change anything with our audience. All we're going to change is you can use a different ad format with lead generation campaigns. So if we choose lead generation as our option here and we scroll all the way to the bottom, one of the things you may want to do is just use single image ads again. You could also use carousel image ads. You could use video ads. Let's just go over a different ad format. We'll use carousel image ads with lead generation. Selected placements. So the LinkedIn Audience Network is not available currently for the LinkedIn lead generation ad format. Let's set us the same daily budget as the other campaign, the same start date as the other campaign, and we'll keep scrolling down here. We'll use the same bidding strategy, the same optimization goal, the same conversion, although with lead generation, it's slightly different because people are going to fill out your lead generation form directly from the advertisement, and that will actually count as a lead, but they can still go to your website afterwards. There will be a landing page, and they may go to your website and also fill out that form as well. Not really overly likely if they fill out your lead generation form, but you can always add this conversion page. You might as well because we have it set up. So we're going to click on next. And again, your objective and ad format cannot be changed once you save. So let's save. So what we can do here is create a new ad for our campaign, and then we can name this ad. Okay, so carousel ad, Google Ads audit. Introductory text, we could use the same exact introductory text. We can use the same exact landing page destination URL. We could use the same destination URL for every single card. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is when you're using lead generation at the very bottom, you're going to see form details. So when we attach a lead generation form to our carousel ad, when someone actually clicks on our carousel ad, it's just going to open up our lead gen form. I already have a Google Ads Audit lead gen form created. So if you have one created already, you can choose that form right here. Let's come over here and let's create a new lead gen form. So this will allow you to understand what lead gen forms look like. So form name, we're just going to keep this as the form name. Then you have language, all for headline, all for details. You have to enter your privacy policy URL here, privacy policy text, and then we go down and start building our form. So I'm just going to kind of go through this quickly. So all for headline, Google Ads audit, and contact us for a free Google Ads audit. Okay, so obviously you would want to make your offer headline and your offer details much better than mine here, but I just want to show you what this is going to look like. Free Google Ads audit, contact us for a free Google Ads audit. And then as we scroll down here, lead details and custom questions. So you're going to see first name, last name, email address. It's automatically going to pull in some of the information, and then they have to choose to send us the email address. I could say under contact, LinkedIn profile URL, phone number, city, state, province, country, region, postal, zip code, work email, work phone number. Through work, job title, function, seniority, company, company name, company size, industry, education level, demographic. What we could do is say, okay, I want to know what company is contacting me. I want to know maybe what industry this company is in. Maybe I want to go through contact. I want their phone number too, and I want their LinkedIn profile URL because I want to know who's giving me this information. So that would be a good starting point for this form. Anything that you think is important for your lead form you want to add here. The more you have that people have to manually enter, the lower it's going to make your conversion rate for this actual lead form. Not a huge deal if you need this information anyway. Now, custom questions, what you could do is enter a multiple choice question here and just put, I'll just put multiple choice question, put a question mark there, answer 1, and you can add up to 15 different options, answer 2. Now, when people are actually filling out your form, they'll have a multiple choice question, answer 1, answer 2. Enter any multiple choice question you want there. Mine says, what is your average budget for Google Ads every month? Confirmation, so the last thing that they're going to see after they actually complete their form is the confirmation. So, thank you. We will reach out shortly to complete your audit. Okay, then landing page URL. What I could do, the best thing to do here is I could send them directly to this page. The best thing to do is to send them to a page with a little bit more of an educational page about what the Google Ads audit entails. And I can say, here's what we do for our Google Ads audit, step by step. If you're interested, I can still put a form at the very bottom. So then people can do that twice. Thank you message, call to action. So after people fill out your form, learn more, view now, download now, try now. We could just do learn more for right now. Information sent to Surfside PPC. So after they fill it out, this is what it will look like. Information sent to whatever company you are. Thank you. We will reach out shortly to complete your audit. And then I could do something like learn more about our Google Ads audits below. Okay, so then when people click learn more, that will bring them to a page where it educates them about the Google Ads audit. Hidden fields, you're most likely not going to be using hidden fields that often, so I'm not going to be going over that here. What we could do now, let's come up to our ad. We never entered our introductory text, so let's enter our introductory text now. Okay, so here is our introductory text. Struggling with Google Ads, stop wasting your budget, and contact Surfside PPC today. Keep scrolling down. We could use this destination URL as the destination for every single card. And then as we scroll down here, what you can do with your carousel is you have to upload each individual image and then add a card headline. So I'll upload some images here. Now over on the right-hand side, carousel ads, specs, and guidelines. So the main thing here is you're going to be using square images. The recommended individual image spec is 1080 by 1080. Intro text may truncate at 150 characters on some mobile devices, so you don't want to make your introductory text too long. And then your headline text for each image card is a maximum of 2 lines before being truncated, 45 character limit for carousel ads that direct to a landing page, 30 character limit for carousel ads with a lead gen form call to action. So let's come up here to the top and we'll start uploading some images. Okay, so we have our images uploaded. I'm just doing 3 carousel cards for this. You can do up to 10. And then we have our headlines added here as well. So the main thing you want to do is make sure you click on crop. So sometimes you may have to zoom in or out of your image. So we're going to zoom out of our images. So make sure it looks good when we're showing our ads to people. So let's keep scrolling down here. Take off the zoom. You could also slide the image around too. So make sure it says Google Ads at the top there. And then last but not least, we can crop this one as well. Probably not as big of a deal, this one at the bottom. Okay, so we'll just do the same thing and we'll crop this image. Now we have 3 different carousel ads here. They're all going to the same destination URL for our free Google Ads audit. But when people do click on the ad, it's just going to pull up the lead generation form. So let's click on Save Ad now. And I want to show you what this ad looks like because you may have not seen this ad format before. So if we click on the 3 dots on the right and we click on Show in Feed, so when people are scrolling their feed, it will say struggling with Google Ads, stop wasting your budget, and contact Surfside PPC today. So if my call to action is sign up, people click on it, free Google Ads audit, contact us for a free Google Ads audit. Here's the multiple choice question we did, email address, phone number, and then this is the information it's going to send me when they click on submit. When they click on submit, it will show that confirmation message. So this is what this ad looks like. And it's not directing people to our website. It's just basically directing people to our lead generation form. You can also use lead generation forms with single image ads and with video ads as well. So let's come back over here. We're going to click on next. And what we would want to do now is launch this campaign as well. So launch our second campaign. Basically, all we're trying to do is test a few different campaigns against each other. So what I would do next, we're going to create a new campaign. I'm not going to be finishing this complete campaign, so we're going to click on next here. Continue using the conversions objectives. Now, if you want to test some of the other objectives, you can do that as well. Maybe you're trying to just get increased social engagement and company page followers. I would highly recommend using different lead generation campaigns. So when you click lead generation, you can continue to use the same exact form that we created. The only thing you need to change is we did a carousel image for that one, Maybe you want to do a video for this one. Maybe you want to do a document for this one. So you can use a specific document where I can say, here is what our Google Ads audit looks like. Here is our free Google Ads, whatever playbook for how to create successful Google Ads campaigns. Sign up using this document ad, and you can actually just say, okay, you can read this PDF once you give us your information using our lead generation form. So when somebody does fill out that lead generation form, what it's going to do is it's going to send them the whatever document it is that you had there. So it could be a PDF, it could be a PowerPoint, it could be a Word document. Now, if we go in here to video, let's come back up to the top. Rather than choosing lead generation, let's say we do website conversions, we scroll down, and now we are doing video for our ad format. We're going to keep our audience exactly the same. So again, another option you have as far as testing is you can say, let's create conversion campaigns. So maybe we just want to focus on just conversion campaigns rather than using lead generation campaigns. Scroll to the bottom, we create one single image, one video, and maybe we do one carousel image conversion campaign. Then we just basically duplicate all of those campaigns and we can adjust our targeting here. So rather than using this targeting, we create a separate targeting group. Under our saved audiences, maybe we choose one of the audiences that we've already created. I have a Google Ads audit here, so we could use a completely different audience. And again, you just want to see who is actually completing your conversion, who is going to your website and requesting this Google Ads audit. So just another thing that you can test here, but choose video with a website conversions campaign, runs across LinkedIn and the LinkedIn Audience Network. Set a daily budget again of $50 for this campaign. So we'll scroll down. We will set a start and end date. And basically what you want to do is you want to create different campaigns and you want to use a test budget for all the campaigns. LinkedIn is not an advertising channel for somebody who doesn't have a large budget. If your budget is $500 a month, bring it to Facebook or Google Ads. Don't use LinkedIn ads. You're not going to get the results you're looking for. It's really for much larger companies that are trying to reach a professional network of people. So we set a start and end date here. We scroll to the bottom. You want to make sure you select the correct conversion tracking, just our thank you page example too. If you have multiple conversions, put them in here. So if there's multiple things people can complete on your website, then put them in here as well. We'll click on next, confirm save, objective and ad format cannot be changed. And now really the only difference for a video campaign, when we go to create new ads, you want to just upload a video, and you can upload up to 5 ads by selecting multiple videos from your library or uploading those videos directly. Allowed aspect ratio between 9:16 and 16:9, or by using a 1:1 video. So you have a lot of different options for horizontal, vertical, or square videos. Use the different aspect ratios. Your video could be, and if you click on learn more over here, it'll show this to you. Requirement 3 seconds to 30 minutes. We recommend uploading videos that are 15 to 30 seconds long so they can qualify for all possible placements across the LinkedIn feed and the audience network. Test different image or different video lengths, test different video aspect ratios, and as we scroll to the bottom, file format here, MP4. So you want to use some short videos, you want to use some longer videos, see what resonates, see what drives conversions. So all you need to do now is you would upload your video, enter your introductory text, enter your headline, enter your destination URL, enter your call to action, save your ad, and now you can have 5 different video ads running as well. So basically what you're going for within your LinkedIn campaign is you want to set up conversion tracking to kind of round out this video. Set up conversion tracking. Make sure you're setting up those retargeting audiences. You can also retarget if you're running a lot of single image ads, for example. Create audiences for people that are interacting with your ads. So then you can retarget them and try to get them with some other message if that makes sense for your business. Within your campaign group, create different campaigns using different ad formats. And then what you can do is take these campaigns, select them. Well, you can do select them one by one. Come over here and you can duplicate these campaigns. Once you duplicate it, go into the campaign, change the audience, leave everything else the same, and that will allow you to test some of the different ad formats, some of the different campaign objectives, and you can also test the audiences as well. It can be kind of difficult within LinkedIn, and you will get better and better as you run more campaigns. It really helps to have a company that you're working for that has a massive budget who says, we want to spend $50,000 on LinkedIn this year, and our goal is to drive X amount of leads for our business. That is going to be the best way to actually run LinkedIn ads. The hardest thing is a company that says we have a tiny budget. We're trying to test as much as possible, but you need to make sure For a campaign like this, I would spend at least $200, $250 before you kind of make a decision for, okay, do we want to increase this budget, decrease this budget, or try to change something about the campaign? Hopefully this all has been helpful as a getting started guide for LinkedIn ads. If you have any questions about any of this, please leave them in the comments section. Thank you for watching my video, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.